In today's society, young people like us tend to have more confidence and liberty when making decisions. However, when it comes to choosing a career, all that confidence may disappear.
In this brief video, you'll discover all you need to know about the field of accounting and whether this is something you may see yourself doing for the rest of your life, or if it's something you want to stay far away from.
We will introduce you to chief financial officers, certified public accountants, and other professionals with an accounting background. They will be sharing with you their experiences in attaining their degree and how they are applying it today. This journey to discover the real world of accounting
Starts now.
Accounting is a language of business. This practice allows entities and individuals to measure, process, and communicate financial information.
There's three main areas: financial accounting, managerial accounting, and then tax.
Financial accounting keeps track of a company's financial transactions through standardized guidelines. Managerial accounting is concerned with providing information to managers, that is, to those who are inside an organization and who direct and control its operations. Tax accounting uses methods that focus on taxes rather than the appearance of public financial statements. According to the Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics, the demand for accountants is estimated to be growing at a rate of 16% per year from the years 2010 to 2020. That's 2% higher than the average rate calculated for all occupations. The median pay is $61,690 per year, showing a $29.66 hourly rate.
Having outstanding math skills and doing nothing more than filing taxes are the most common misconceptions that people have about accountants.
But that's not always the case. Let's hear what the professionals have to say about this and other myths.
Well, if you can add, you can do accounting. You don't have to have strong math skills to excel in accounting. That's a common misconception. Just as most people, if you tell them you're majoring in accounting, they want help with their taxes. Accounting is much broader than just tax work. So those are two big misconceptions about accounting.
A typical day for an accountant looks something like this.
I will meet with clients. Different clients have different reasons for coming in. Some want tax planning, some have tax issues that have to be resolved, some need to advice on starting a business or expanding a business. The work that we do, there are several levels of reporting on, 3 levels of reporting on financial statements. We don't do the audit as much, but compilations and reviews we do. Tax returns, of course, we do. First thing in the morning I get tax updates. I have a tax service and all the new court cases, decisions, and IRS regulations and legislation that's in play. Updates come every single morning on all of that, so I catch up on that.
Besides routine analysis and things that we do on a daily basis just for operations, it's mostly problem solving. Lots of meetings for projects that we do.
I'm on call 24/7, 365, so it's not unlikely that I'll get a call in the middle of the night about some hospital wanting to transfer us a patient or an issue that we may be having. If I happen to be also the AOC, the administrator on call for that week, there could be a project like looking at a proposed arrangement with a physician or physician group, an analysis of a specific product line that I need to do to assure that we're utilizing the appropriate level of resources and billing managed care payers or Medicare for the right amounts. I certainly have to check in on productivity every day here to see what the departments are doing in terms of the hours that they've used versus their targets.
In order to complete their tasks, let's see how much time accountants devote to their work.
In the fall, probably about 50 hours a week. Anywhere, different weeks between 40 and 60. That's usually the given. 40-hour work weeks, from what I've heard, are pretty rare in public accounting, especially at a Big Four firm.
Well, but my direct staff is about 8 or 10 people. I always say, your work week starts at 40 and goes up from there. It's probably on average 60, I'd say, and you work a little from home too sometimes, and if, in finance and banking and operations, stuff doesn't stop these days. It's all online, it's 24/7. So if something occurs on a Saturday, you got to take care of it. If it occurs on a Monday night, you got to take care of it.
Well, lots, let's put it that way. Probably 60 or 70 hours a week. But that being said, some of it is, it's not sitting here at the desk and working either. A lot of it is business development, going out and networking, and some of that could be going, to social events.
I work about 50 to 55 hours a week. I can tell you that was a nice change for me. I worked for another company, a competing company, for 10 years before I got here a year ago. And I was working 65 to 70 hours a week year-round. So I guess the answer to that is you better love accounting if you're making that kind of commitment, because you don't have much of a life if you don't. And be careful where you're going to put your career if you get into a position of leadership, because let's face it, you got to have some balance in your life. You got a family, you got friends, you got interests, work. I mean, there's only so many hours in a week, right?
There's some sweet and sour aspects to every profession. Let's hear what accountants like and dislike about their work.
The thing that I enjoy the most is improving the programs and helping our students achieve their goals and dreams. FA students come from a variety of backgrounds, and many are very ambitious, but they're not quite sure where they want to be or how to get there. Helping those students find their way to success, however the students find success, is the most rewarding part of my job.
I do enjoy my job. It provides a good livelihood. It gives me career satisfaction.
I think, interacting with the clients, solving client problems. I have, small business owners and mid-sized business owners are very attached. They're very passionate about their business. It's their business, their baby. It's not like being a CEO in a large corporation where you perform a function in this whole entity. These people have their baby, and they work very, very hard, to make it a success. They have goals. They're passionate. They're exciting. They have ideas.
I enjoy working on a lot of the projects that move us into efficiency operations here. Find ways to save money and time and save effort for everybody in the staff and everybody across the whole institution. Business process redesign is what we'd often call it. So a lot of those things, picking apart what we do and trying to change it. We're always working on those things.
I like order. I'm a very organized person, and I feel that accounting makes sense. It just makes sense to me. So in a world of chaos, accounting gives me a sense of stability, if that makes any sense at all. Do I dislike the most? The fact that you're never going to know everything about it. It's constantly changing. There are so many groups of individuals, the Financial Accounting Standards Board, the Public Company Accounting Oversight Board, the IRS, the SEC. There's so many just organizations out there that deal with accounting and are constantly changing the rules, constantly changing the standards.
Creating reports. We seem to have to document a lot of the things that we do for accreditation purposes, and collecting that data, generating the reports in the appropriate format. It can be very tedious and not the most fun.
Tracking my time. Every single thing we do, of course, we bill out by the hour. So I have to track every 10 minutes of my time. I have to account for. So that's a pain.
There are certain skills a successful accountant has, and that you could also develop if you choose a career in accounting.
Communication skills are key, I think, no matter what profession you choose. Many people think accounting is just about numbers and creating reports, but communication skills are key in accounting as well as in most professions.
Computer literacy, critical. You've got to have Excel skill, big time. Be able to do pivot tables, VLOOKUPs, understand all the various systems within the Microsoft suite, and way beyond that too. So those are some of the things that I think makes for a successful person who's chosen an accounting career.
The people who are successful really demand a lot from themselves. They pay a lot of attention to detail. They're very concerned about how things, not only the quality of work, but the appearance In this profession, we can charge tens of thousands of dollars and the client gets a piece of paper. You know? So you better make sure that piece of paper looks good.
You have to be able to get along, communicate, and then also just make sure you have a forward-thinking attitude and be open to change, because especially nowadays there's no place for doing things the way you've always done and not being open with new ideas.
Dr. Dunn wants to share with you some additional facts that you should know before you begin a career in accounting.
I've done a couple of research projects related to student education. One was recently published in Issues in Accounting Education, where we compared student performance on the CPA exam to the cost of the education related to where the student went to school. And we found that students that went to school at very expensive universities performed no better than students that went to school at less costly universities. An accounting education is really a viable choice for any student regardless of their financial resources. You don't have to go to the Ivy League or to the most expensive schools to get a quality accounting education. A student that's going full-time and starting right out of high school should be able to finish the educational requirements for licensure in the state of Florida in about 5 years. The students that are coming out of our honors program very frequently will graduate in May, take the summer to study for the exam, pass the exam, and then start their careers in late fall up to the January timeframe.
Not everyone aspires to be an accountant. Let's see what these professionals went through to get to where they are now.
Oh, I actually spent 2 years studying biology. I wanted to go to medical school.
What made you change your mind?
My first accounting class. I took Principles of Accounting 1, which is actually one of the classes that I teach now. And after, I think it was the second class, I decided that I loved accounting and I was switching my major.
I went to community college, on to university, and then I continued for my master's program to be able to sit for the CPA exam.
I have a bachelor's degree from Champlain College in Burlington, Vermont. I actually started out in life as an English major. When I went back to college, I was a single parent, and so I needed to support my child. So that's basically, I have to tell you quite honestly, I had absolutely no experience as you know, I had no exposure to the accounting profession before I went back, and once I enrolled in a general business course, I thought accounting was fun, so I switched my major to accounting.
I started my college career at St. Petersburg Junior College. Then I transferred to the University of Alabama at Huntsville to finish my bachelor's in accounting, then earned my master's in accounting at the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa, and finally my PhD at Georgia State University in Atlanta. In addition to starting college right after high school, I got married right out of high school. It did take me 8 years to finish my undergraduate degree, but I persevered, taking 2 classes at a time, and it really was worth it in the end.
Although I started out in pre-law, following in my father's footsteps.
Our guests also took this opportunity to advise you in the field of accounting through these additional remarks.
You could do stuff in the entertainment industry. I have friends in the entertainment industry. That's a very unique business. Many, many different things. I mean, you could be working in Hollywood, working for, you know, goodness, any of those companies. Any interest can probably be satisfied, I would say.
Through hard work, it's a sure bet that aside from some political landmine that comes up, you're going to move up with the right organizations. There's nothing more important to an organization than a good numbers guy, especially one that takes the numbers nuts and bolts and is able to rise up and lead in a leadership capacity. So I think the career is a great chosen profession.
Now that I've finished my degree and I've seen the scope of accounting in the world, it impacts every aspect of business, and that's what amazed me about accounting, is that you can have a degree in accounting and not really do accounting at all. You can help out with finance, you can help out with economics, because accounting impacts all of those areas.
Today, you have seen what accountants do on the job, their likes and dislikes, how they become successful, and what you can do to make the best out of your career.
Now, you're ready to make a decision. Thanks for watching The Real World of Accounting.